I'm David Swann with Angie, Stanley, and we have a special guest here in the field house at Jefferson County High School, Coach Spencer Riley. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. It's a great honor, great privilege, and looking forward to doing the show with you guys tonight.
Awesome. This is home to you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You know, this building's new to me, but you know, everything else is in the school's new. But other than that, it's just the old stomping grounds where I grew up and enjoying being home.
Now, when you were in high school and on the fields doing all your wonderful accomplishments, because you had quite a career here at Jefferson County, did you ever imagine you'd be back as head coach?
No, I didn't. You know, it's just a great opportunity for me to be back home. It was just something that came about at the right time for me and my family in my career. So it's just been a humbling experience to be home and see all the support that I've gotten and my family's gotten. So we're just excited to be here and we're looking forward to it.
Now the job carries some challenges, trying to get Jefferson County back to where it belongs. I think you would agree that playoffs are the goal, and to advance in the playoffs consistently.
Yeah, the goal is to win a state championship. Year in, year out, that's our number one goal. If we're not having that goal, I don't think you're ever going to reach the potential that you have or you can have with your club. So week in and week out, we're looking forward to going out and challenging ourselves one game at a time, and at the end of each week, being 1-0 at the end of each week.
On the way in, heard some of the chatter with some of the players. They said that two words are what comes up with you: physicality. Is that kind of how you're going to build the foundation of this team?
Yeah, the biggest thing you have to teach any kid, it's not the football skills. The football skills are easy to teach. The hardest skill to teach is physicality. It's more physical presence of body, and it's also more physical mindsets. If you don't have the physical mindset, it's hard to be a physical football player.
Absolutely, and that starts on the line of scrimmage. You're familiar with the line of scrimmage. It's your background. What kind of expectations do you have of this particular line that you have this year?
Well, you know, they've been in a different system. They've been in more of a heavy pass offense, not necessarily an aggressive style of play, to where we are very much aggressive, downfield, physical football club who wants to hit you and be physical at every snap, at the point of attack. We want to go get you and not let you come to us. We want to be the one being the hammer, not the nail.
Absolutely. Now, is this are you going to run out of an I formation, or what's the plan this year?
Well, we will definitely be a very multiple offense. You'll see us with two backs. We'll be I, we'll be gun, two backs. We'll line up in a split back look. We'll be in four wides. We'll be in no backs. So we can get to any formation we want to by just moving people around, and that's what we're going to be multiple, and what I'm comfortable doing, and getting these guys to understand this is. Back in the day when I was in school, this is what football was, and now football has evolved so much to be in a more of a spread perimeter game, to where there's not a lot of inside tackle run game anymore. But you know where my mindset is, my philosophy is, if they're not doing it, they're going to have a hard time practicing against it. So let's
go the defense as well as your offense, does it? Just smash around football.
It does.
Well, that kind of brings us to the defense. What type of style of defense are you anticipating playing?
We're going to be a multiple defense. We'll be a 3-4 team and a 4-3 team. Just depends on what we need to do that week. We'll be a very multiple front. You'll see us in a 5-man front at times, but we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be physical. We're going to be a little bit more blitz oriented, a little bit more pressure package. We're going to attack and do what we do and make people adjust to what we do. We're not going to make adjustments unless we have to, scheme-wise, from other teams.
From a talent level, what you've inherited, what's there. I know you're developing it. We're sitting here in a beautiful weight room, the field house. Saw the players working very hard here. It's nice to see. I know it takes time to develop that. What do you have right now that excites you to work with?
Well, I'll tell you the biggest thing I like to see is the kids. They want to work. You know, they're not scared of it. They're not scared to go put their nose to the grindstone and go work. Now, they didn't know. In my opinion, they didn't work the way I wanted them to when I got here. So changing that philosophy, their mindset on what work is. You know, people's definition of work is different. And my definition of work is we're coming in here with a purpose to be better football players at whatever we're doing, lifting, running, on the field practicing, there's a purpose why we're doing things.
That's excellent. And in fact, I've heard you talk about your purpose as a coach goes beyond just the field to mold young men. And this is quite an opportunity to mold a lot of young men, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very, very much an opportunity. And God's blessed me. He's blessed me with the opportunity to be around young people, to help them through their struggles, and help them to be better men, going from the adolescent to a young adult, to teach them that, hey, you're going to have struggles. Football teaches you that you're going to have problems in life, and you're going to have to learn to overcome them. You're going to get knocked down, but how are you going to get up and how are you going to respond is what football teaches you.
Absolutely. And Angie, I know the team has gotten off to an early, quick start with, kind of taking advantage of those character traits and really getting out fast out there.
That was the first thing I noticed on Friday night this was the most aggressive Patriots team that we've seen in a very long time, probably since we were in school. Just the aggression that we've seen. And then actually not being afraid to utilize your passing game. Talk a little bit about Sexton and what you're doing to work with him to get those guns under control.
Yeah, Bryson's, you got to think, this is first year Bryson's played high school football. He came here and he has not really played a meaningful snap since he was a sophomore in high school. So his senior year, he is really going to come into his own as a football player. There's fundamentals and techniques that we have to learn to do and to learn what pocket awareness is and pocket presence, and not be in such a hurry to get out of the pocket to where we can just slide one way, maybe 2 steps, and you got a chance to set your feet and deliver a ball down the field. So, he's learning. He's got a great arm. He spins it well. Looking forward to seeing what he does over the next 11 weeks.
And switching to the defense, I noticed that the defense was great at stopping them, at stopping the opponent in the red zone. What are you doing to get them to toughen up in the red zone and maybe even prevent them from getting to that point?
Well, for us to be successful is we got to limit the number of trips we give them in the red zone and be good on first down, be good on second down, but we got to be great on third down. Third down is the money down. You got to get off the field on third down. And third down conversions is where we want to win that battle. We want to have a higher percentage of converted as an offense on third down than the opponent. So we want to be at least 75% on offense on third down conversions, and we want to hold them under 25% of conversions on third down. On defense, if we do that, we got a chance to win football games, and we'll win a lot of football games doing that.
Stopping the run and being able to run the ball go a long way toward that, don't they?
They do. We're going to definitely run the football. We're going to challenge you to stop our run game, and that's fine. If somebody stops our run game, we can spread it out and throw the football. We don't have a problem with that, but we're going to make you stop us running the football.
Third and short, a lot easier to convert than third and long.
There's no question. We want to stay in managing the sticks, and when I say sticks, it's the change, down and distance, and we want to make sure we're in that manageable down and distance on third down. We want to be second medium, third and short. So,
were you pleased with that? Just the numbers on offense and defense for your third down and your progressions in the first game?
No, I wasn't. And on offensively, it comes from me learning how to manage that first game, just managing not only the offense, but the whole team, and making sure we get plays in on time. And the delays of games, they weren't on the kids, they were all on me. I will take the bullet on that all day long for these kids. Defensively, I thought we did a good job. We give up some cheap stuff towards the end of the ball game that was not good. We got to learn how to finish and close out a shutout. We had an opportunity for a shutout, and we ended up giving 14 points up there at the end. And our second guy and our twos have to learn, look, we want to have a shutout, but we want you to be a part of that as well.
Yeah. And one of the things that you mentioned is starting a program, having a program that's new, really, because you're implementing all this. That's not just about the players. That's about the coaching staff as well. You talk about the coaches that you have that will work with you and what they're doing for you.
Yeah, Coach Woods, Heath Woods is our defense coordinator. He does a phenomenal job. He gets them flying around the football. They're aggressive. He's been a head coach, and of course he was the head coach at Carter High School for years. And it's great to have him on staff because I've known him a long time through recruiting, and there's a lot of things I bounce off of him to throw ideas out to say, hey, what do you think? And the best part is Coach Woods and I have a relationship that we just tell each other how it is. Like it or not, we don't wear our feelings on our sleeve. We're both just old-nosed ball coaches who get after it, and we're all on the same page. And when we leave this office and leave this facility, we're all in here for one common goal, and that's to be successful as the Jefferson County Patriot football team.
Welcome back to Jefferson County Post Sports. We're here with Coach Spencer Riley again. Coach Riley, talk a little bit about Carter.
Well, Carter, they are a very aggressive football team on the defense side of the ball. They're going to play a lot of man coverage for us, against us. And, they like to bring a little pressure. So we're looking forward to the challenge. They have a bunch of good athletes. Number one, I want to say his first name is Riley. He's a pretty good football player. He plays safety for him, plays wide receiver. He had a big ball game versus Halls last week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does and see our kids respond to their challenge. They got two really good defensive linemen. And I'm looking forward to the challenge of our offensive line versus their defensive line and see if we will accept that challenge and move forward.
So they have a very aggressive running game. What are you doing to prepare your defense to just, make a block? Just make that block be aggressive again. Can we expect the same aggression that we've seen against Grace Christian? Maybe even better.
Yeah. We say that our biggest improvement from game 1 to game should be from game 1 to game 2. And, defensively, we're definitely going to be a physical bunch in there Friday night. They're going to run the football. They haven't shown a lot in their scrimmages and their first ball game. So we expect them to come out and show us some different things. They're going to have some tricks, they're going to have some wrinkles, just like everybody else, and just like we will. So, it's going to be a fun challenge for us.
Coach, regardless of score, if you had to sit here today and say one or two things that you want your team to accomplish against Carter, what would it be?
I want to be the most physical ball club on the football field, and I want us to play with the most effort and be a very tenacious football team.
Welcome to Jefferson County Post Sports. This is the Big Orange Breakdown. We have the fortune to have Coach Spencer Riley here, and for those of you who don't know, Coach Riley is not just a Patriot, not just a Patriot coach. Coach Riley is involved with life.
I am.
Your experiences, you were playing at a time where Tennessee was at the place it deserves to be. I think you would agree that that's probably the way you think of it.
Well, I think we earned that.
Yes.
I don't think anybody deserves anything. I think that you earn what you get. And over the last 10 to 15 years, Tennessee has not earned that right to be in that caliber of football club. And, I think they're on the right path. I don't know if they're still going to be there this year. I think they have a lot better ball club. I still think they're missing some pieces as a football team, as on the offensive side of the ball to be as explosive as they want to be. And they got some depth issues still at defensive line, I think. But it's definitely good to see them on the verge of being in the top echelon team.
It's nice to see them coming back, isn't it?
It is. It's great to see them building that foundation. Coach Jones has done a great job of recruiting. He's done a great job of getting people to believe in the community, believing in the Vols for many places, from one state to the next. He's recruiting nationally. He's got the excitement back in the air for the Vols, and I'm just looking forward to watching them try to achieve their goals this year.
And one of the things that you mentioned about the Patriots, and I think you probably would agree that you experienced a similar thing when you were playing for the Vols, culture, the way you go about your business. Mm-hmm. There's a change coming, isn't there? It's better than it has been in the past.
It is better, that he is changing the culture. He's talked about it many times. And just like we talked about here, change is good. Changes makes you better, makes you a better person. If you accept the change is one thing, But you got to go out and you got to buy in and believe. And the young men in Tennessee have bought in and believed in Coach Jones. And I honestly believe that they'd run through a brick wall for him, and they would lay down on the sword for him to speak, because of what he's done and what he's asked them to do. And these kids are believers.
Now, I asked you a similar question, but when we were talking about the Patriots, I said, you know, in the upcoming game, if you had to name a couple of things outside of score, outside of results, that you wanted to see the team accomplish, what about for the Vols this upcoming week? What kind of things would you like to see them accomplish?
I'd like to see them be a very physical football team. I'd like to see them set the precedence of being have a very strong running game. Not necessarily a quarterback run game, but a tailback run game. And see Alvin Kamara and Jalen Hurd get off to a very fast start, you know. And Coach Mahoney, the offensive line coach, he's become a really good friend of mine, and he's done a great job with a bunch of young guys, you know. And he's got them flying around, got them playing hard, got them playing physical, and I'm looking forward to seeing those guys be successful.
Now, be honest with you, if you had Jalen Hurd on your high school team, you'd run until he fell over, wouldn't you?
We'd run that horse wild. You know, he would have a good laugh by the time the fourth quarter showed up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Welcome to Jefferson County Club Sports. This is the fifth quarter. We have Vols versus Appalachian State coming up on the schedule, and Angie, I know that that's going to be a little bit tougher matchup than people might think on paper. That is not a pushover team, despite the fact that they shouldn't be in the same league. They really are a more competitive team, aren't they?
Abbey State always has surprises up their sleeve. Always. They always end up showing up and really playing some aggressive football against these bigger teams. They very well, sometimes, depending on which team shows up, could very easily compete in D1 ball.
Yeah. Now, from a personal standpoint, I think the horses just aren't quite there to pull that kind of a victory out. I'm not even sure it's going to be a close game in the end, but in my mind, this is one of those games that at halftime might be a little bit closer to people that are comfortable with. I think people that might be more of a casual fan may look at this and say, well why is this a 14-point game at halftime? And I don't think they realize the strength of Appalachian State. That's a stronger football team than people think.
The biggest concern I have as far as Vols is concerned, I have no doubt in my mind that the Vols can handle Abbey State, you know. But the biggest concern I have is in the past, they have had a habit of overlooking a team. They have had a habit, oh, these guys, you know, we take it easy on these guys. And then the little teams like Abbey State comes in and just shows them what they're really made of.
Well, you know, I think in the end, Tennessee's going to pull away. It wouldn't surprise me if they win by more than the spread at the end of the game. But here we are talking like we know something. And we have an expert sitting right here with us. What do you see coming?
Well, I wouldn't call him an expert, but I would see that Tennessee wins this football game. I think that one of the biggest deals that they're going to have, and I agree with you, I think it will be close, a little closer than most 1.5. But again, they're going to be the first ball game. There are going to be things that go awry, and there are going to be some first game jitters. But I do expect Tennessee to win this football game by at least 3 scores.
Yeah. And you know, as a former SEC football player, I think you probably agree depth is part of what separates the SEC from other conferences.
Yeah, there's no question that. Because from top to bottom in the SEC, you have people who can go play from any team in any conference from top to bottom. And at Abbey State, you know, you probably have, you know, 25 or 30, you know, kids from top to bottom, high quality players who could go and play other places who may have been overlooked or someplace, something like that.
And over a period of time, over the course of the game, those kids can get one out by the end, don't they?
No question.
All right, this has been the fifth quarter. Look forward to a big Appalachian State game against the Vols. The Vols.